All right, guys, this is Emmett, the Alpha Builder. Guys, another day in paradise in the building world. So, this video right here, guys, was inspired by this situation that I'm about to explain. So, I had a guy, African American guy. He reached out to me and he wanted to solicit some work from me. He wanted me to, he did cleanup. And so he was soliciting work from me and he just called me out of the blue. I don't know if he got my number from the Home Builders Association or I don't know where he got my number from, but I guess obviously he knew I was a builder. So he solicited my work. He said, hey, I would like to come out and see if I can do some work for you. I said, okay. And so guys, typically when a subcontractor or a trade person call me, I'm going to ask a couple of questions to vet them to see whether or not they're savvy at what they do, because there's no need for me to keep even engaging with you if I sense that you're not savvy. And I've been in this business long enough to know what good question to ask in different trades. So as I begin to vet this guy, this younger African American male, as I begin to vet him, I started to realize that this guy knows his trade. He knows cleanup. He knows how this thing works. He knows the different phases. He has the cost right. He was on point on every part of everything that I was looking for as far as me vetting him and trying to figure out whether or not this guy would be a viable person or potential person that I can use to help me build my houses. However, I don't know if I want to use them. I feel some kind of way on whether or not I want to use them. Now, you guys before you get triggered, hear me out. When he called me, the way he engaged with me was like I was one of his homeboys. My man, what's up, big dog? And guys, I caught myself, and I apologize. I even told one of my customers, I said big dog. I apologize to my customer. He knows what I'm talking about. But guys, he was talking to me like I was homeboy from the hood, which I know that if he was dealing with my white counterpart, he would be a little bit more professional at the way he engaged, which in my opinion, that's not fair to me. Now, because here's the thing, guys, this is a business, man. If you're talking to me like you my homeboy and what's up, my man, and big dog, and hey, brother, and all this, if you're talking with this lingo, if you get out here and you start doing work, so you're a representation of me when I'm doing my business. If you get out here in front of my customers, or you may be out here, your guys may be out here doing work, and my customer may pull up. Now you talking homeboy with them, and I guess hood or whatever, however you want to call it. That's how he was engaging with me. But you're representing me with my homeowner. This becomes a problem, guys. It becomes a problem. And not only that, I felt some kind of way, guys, because if I know that you would speak correct English if you were dealing with my white counterpart, I know that you would. Because they're not going to even spend it. Yeah, they'll talk to you, but they'll throw your number away as soon as they get off the phone with you. So I just want that same courtesy. I want to be treated professional. And African Americans, let me just say this right here. Hold up, guys. Let me just say this right here. African Americans, guys, there's nothing wrong with speaking correct and proper English. Now, I have a country drawl, so my English is not that great. So I do have a country drawl, but I spend a lot of time trying to make sure I use the right English and the right words, and I'm not talking, if I'm at home or something like that, and I'm around my buddies, we're at the cigar lounge or something like that, and we're talking, yes, I talk like, things may slip. They call it code switch, I guess. But guys, that's not what I didn't like that. And I felt some kind of way. I don't know, man. I may call them, I may not, man, but and especially when you're African American, guys, when you're African-American contract, I'm just going to be honest with you. It is what it is, guys. Every cylinder you have has got to be moving to its full capacity. Everything. You can't have any snags or weaknesses anywhere. This guy knew his trade. I had another situation, guys. I had another situation where I had it, and this is a two-part video, but I had another situation where I was in a predominantly white subdivision building here in the Hoover area. Well, it was in the Hoover area, and I needed, in these particular, back during that time, this was years ago, guys, by the way, this might have been 20 years ago, but back during that time, you had to, if you was building in these neighborhoods, you had to use their particular real estate agents. That's how they did it. So you may have 4 or 5 builders, but you had to use all the same real estate agents. So the broker that I had to use was a predominantly white broker. The broker was white. The neighborhood was probably 90-95% white, and that's how it was. And so the broker, when I talked to him, he's a good guy, by the way, guys, a good guy. He told me, he said, man, I got just the agent that I'm gonna pair with you, just the agent. And he got the agent, and I couldn't look at the name. When I looked at the name, I couldn't tell whether or not he was black or white. But as soon as he sent me that agent, the agent was a black man. Okay. Now, the problem I have with that situation is that I'm a capitalist. I don't really care about color. Color doesn't matter to me no more than a man on the moon. It just don't, guys. I'm a capitalist. I don't care what religion you're in. That stuff matters not to me. But what matters to me is that if I'm a businessman, I need to be put in a situation to where I can make sure that I am, percentage-wise, I can be as successful as I possibly can be. And chances are, in this neighborhood, I think, I think it would have been better to have a white real estate agent, because 90+% of the people who live in the neighborhood is white. But in this guy's mind, in this broker's mind, he figured, you got a black builder, he needs to have a black agent. Let me tell you guys something. And I don't know if white people, you guys hold up to, let me talk to you guys. I'm gonna tell you guys a secret. All black people don't get along. Just because you see someone who have brown skin like mine, and we all got brown skin, that doesn't mean we have the same mindset. It doesn't mean that I'm gonna automatically be a Democrat or whatever. And guys, I don't put myself with any political party, but that doesn't, guys, so let's get that straight. Now this guy, I had to end up, and it wasn't that. I mean, we just couldn't get the house sold, so I had to end up going in a different direction. But that was another situation where, the guy, he spoke very good English, very intelligent, very good guy. But you have to look at where you're building. You got to look at percentages. If I was building in certain neighborhoods in Birmingham, if it's predominantly black, I'm probably going, because that's the social order there, I'm probably going to pick someone who represents, if I'm doing a spec house now, because the spec house is paying interest on it, I'm probably going to pick someone who represents the predominantly population that's in that particular area. Even if it's Hispanic, I'm going to pick that person because I have a higher probability of those people relating to the person who's actually going to buy that house. Okay? So it's nothing about no color and stuff like that, and I don't like this color, that color. I don't like my own people. That's not the case, guys. And we got to get out of this mindset, guys. We got to get out of this mindset that if you want better, a lot of people say, well, you be trying to be white. I get that. You trying to act white. Guys, why is it that a person who wants to be the best at what they do, people who speak correct English, guys, by the way, English is the universal trade language in the world. So people who try to speak correct English, people who, they want more, they want better, they want nice things. They want to go to school and, well, no, not necessarily school now. Trades is where it's at now. But guys, people who just want to do better and speak right and do things the right way and do things by the book, why does that have to be you want to be white? No, guys. So I don't know, guys. I'm still in a, and you guys can, say what you want to say, but I don't know if I'm gonna use this guy or not, because I didn't like the way he engaged with me. I'm not your homeboy, I'm not your buddy, because at the end of the day, man, what happens if you do something wrong, when you mess something up, and I got to turn around and enforce legal stuff on you? Are you gonna talk homeboy with me then? See, these are the things that you got to think. This is business, guys. I'm a capitalist. Let me know your thoughts, guys. Once again, like, share, subscribe, guys. Help me out. Got a lot of people coming to the channel, but they don't subscribe. But guys, help me out. Help me grow this channel and grow builders. And at the end of the day, this is the way. You guys have a good one.